Yeah, hi, it's Peter here, and yeah, great to have this opportunity to give a short talk to all of you. Would have loved to be there in person, but yeah, I guess this is the next best thing. Yeah, so I'm a local entrepreneur here in Finland, or the finest Bay areas, I like to call it. So Finland, Estonia, Sweden. This is the number one area when it comes to kind of like startups, entrepreneurship, all of that, like anywhere on the planet. And yeah, thought I'll talk a little bit about the fact that there are very, very few things that are impossible. So, like impossible is nothing. And yeah, I actually done a few things during my entrepreneurial journey. One of them, and maybe the most well-known thing, is Angry Birds. So I was one of the guys at Rovio, the company behind Angry Birds. I was the mighty eagle there for many years. And Rovio and the company came about because in 2003, our friends at Nokia, another great Finnish company, they came out with the first smartphones. And of course, always when you have, new programmable devices, you need games. So we organized a competition to create the best possible mobile multiplayer game. And then three young students from Aalto University, Niklas, Kim, and Jarno, they took part in this competition. And not only did they take part in it, they actually won it. And then after winning the competition, they came to me and they asked me that, okay, Peter, we're students here at Aalto, we won this competition, what should we do? And I told them that you should do what you love to do. So why don't you start a company to do what you love, to make games? And they started Rovio, and then over the next 6 years, they made 51 games, and then the 52nd game that came out 11th of December 2009, that was Angry Birds, and that became a bit of a thing. So it became the fastest growing consumer brand ever. 93% of the Chinese population knows the brand, 91% of everybody in India. So you could say that 9 out of 10 people on the planet kind of like knew the brand of Angry Birds. But Angry Birds didn't take off like immediately. And in the early days of Angry Birds, I went to Silicon Valley, and then there giving a talk. And then after my talk, there's a guy came up to me and then asked me that, hey, Peter, you're at Rovio, right? And I said, yeah. And then could I have my picture taken with you? And I was like, what? Like, why would anybody want to have their picture taken with me? I wasn't wearing like a red hoodie or, like anything like that. And this was, as I said, the early days of Angry Birds. But then I realized that, hey, wow, we have so many fans all over the planet, really everywhere, that we can make Angry Birds not only big, but huge. So then I went back to Rovio HQ here in Finland. And then I told the guys at the office that, hey, we're going to go for 100 million downloads of Angry Birds. And then everybody told me that, Peter, you're crazy. Nobody has gotten to 100 million, not even Tetris. And Tetris was the biggest game, until then, like ever. And not even Tetris had gotten to 100 million in 20 years. So, when I was saying that we're going to get to 100 million, yeah, of course, people told me that, I'm crazy. I'm insane. It's not possible and like all of that. But then what happened was that in the first 12 months, we got to 50 million downloads. Then Christmas, 2010 happened, and then everybody got new iPhones, Androids, and first thing you do, you check out the App Store. What is number one? No, it's like this red bird. Let's check it out. And then, okay, 25 million more. And then in March 2011, we got to 100 million, the impossible. And also what had happened in the company, that we grew the company from 12 people to 850. So meaning that most of the people were new, most of the people were not there when the breakthrough happened. So then when you ask the new people at Rovio that, hey, you're at Rovio, what does the company actually do? And then they said that, yeah, we create new games, and then, 100 million downloads happen, new game, 100 million, that's what we do. That's kind of like normal. Of course, it's not normal, but we learned how to do that at Rovio. Like when we launched, for example, Angry Birds Space, we launched that game in space together with NASA on the ISS, the International Space Station. And yeah, of course, we then got to like 100 million downloads. So we kind of learn how to do it. And I think there's an important lesson in this that, you can learn how to do pretty much anything. And then, like when people ask me that, like, how did you make this amazing success story happen, with Angry Birds, how did you make it the fastest growing consumer brand ever? Then I always say that, like Finnish people, everybody knows best marketeers on the planet. So there's that. And then the other thing that, everybody in Finland, and of course everybody in Rovio knows how to walk on water. And then people will say like, hey, but walking on water, isn't that like impossible? Just like, the $100 million downloads was supposed to be. And of course, it's very difficult if you don't know how to do it. And basically what happened at Rovio is that we learn how to make that happen. And same thing with walking on water. I mean, first you think it's impossible, but then you realize that it's very, very easy if you come here to Finland in the winter because the water is frozen. So it's very, very easy to walk on water that time of year. And I think this is true for many things in life, that first you think it's impossible, but then you learn how to do it. And also this brings up, what Finland is very well known besides, being the best marketeers and walking on water and all that. We have a fantastic educational system. And I think that is really defining the kind of society that we have. You might know that Finland has been ranked the happiest country on the planet for not, 1 or 2 times, but 8 years in a row now. And always then ask that, okay, like, wow, why? And most Finnish people will, not know the answer because we can like take many things here for granted. But what I've been working on now for many years is helping young people from all over the planet come to Finland to study. And, high school, university, all of that. And when we ask the young people that have come here from outside, we ask them that, okay, like, what do you think about your new, life, your school, everything in Finland? Then they will also tell us that they're happy. And then we ask, okay, tell me more, like, why? Why are you happy? And then they will say that best teachers ever. Okay, tell me more, why? Then they will say that, the teachers are at the same level. They are, like your equal. So, you're on first name basis, and the teachers are like normal people. So, that's why. So, it's about equality. And I think this is something that is very, very important. In Finland, we take equality for granted. We don't discriminate based on age or gender or the color of your skin. I mean, this is something that kind of like we learned watching American TV and American movies back in the day when we grew up, and we learned about this thing called the American dream. So then we thought that, hey, that's like pretty cool. So why don't we make it real? And that's actually what we did. So in Finland, we provide everybody, not just a few, with fantastic education. And we provide everybody with the freedom to pursue happiness. In Finland, you are allowed to be what you want to be. And, as my good friend Queenie, she's actually a high school student that came to Finland through Finest Future, a company that we started to teach young people everywhere Finnish language, and then offering you tuition-free high school, tuition-free university, and a happy life in Finland. She's actually from Chengzhou in China, and we went back to Chengzhou last summer, and then she was talking to a few hundred parents about her experiences in Finland, and she was telling everybody she is so happy in Finland because in Finland she can dye her hair any color that she likes. She can wear the kind of clothes that she likes, and nobody will tell her that it's not okay to have blue hair as she does, or dressing in the kind of clothes that she likes, and that is freedom. And this is something that here in Finland we all take for granted, but these are of course very, very important things for all of us. And if you want to be happy, of course you need to have the freedom, you need to be treated equal to everybody else. And I think that this is something that is very much true, very much real in Finland. And I think that leads to a happy society, a functioning society. And I think really, this is living up to the good, like European human values. As our French friends would say, that it's all about liberté, égalité, fraternité. And I think these are very, very important things. And I think that it's important that we work together to make this the case also like everywhere else. We all know that this is not the case in many places. And of course, that is totally unfair. And I think it's very important that we stand up for these important human rights. And that's also why I'm very happy to see more and more young people, women, men, boys and girls coming to Finland to enjoy fantastic education, a very equal society with equal opportunity for all people. I think this is something that is very, very important for everybody here in Finland, and we hope that we can offer that for all people coming here. So again, super happy to have this opportunity to talk to all of you, and I just want to finish by saying welcome to Finland. Your finest future is already here.